For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world.
And here's the thing, it'll give us so much extra space in our room to do activities.
Get in that smoke wagon and see what happens.
First of all, very few people listen to your radio show. That's the good news. Which happens to be true. Check out the ratings.
But Lumbo, honey, look at this.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Brony, I've never been on live television before.
No. He wasn't ready.
Now he places the lotion in the basket.
And my orders are to weed out all non-hackers who do not pack the gear to serve in my beloved Corps.
Give me a go, no go for launch.
Do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
That is probably the best intro in combat action sports. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and however you identify, welcome to the Valken Corps Live, episode 98. That's right, 98 weeks of your life have been sucked up into this. I am your host, Andrew A-Train Holland, the Supreme Commander of the Valken Corps, the sweetest smelling social network in paintball. Live from Studio 220 in Muscle Shoals, Alabama tonight, and on the line, boy, do we have a show for you. We dipped in deep into the budget to spend all the money. On the phone is our friend from the Midwest, Max Gerhard from Boom. How are you there, Max?
What's going on, Train? Thanks for having me on, man.
Not a problem. The line was long and distinguished for guests that wanted to be on the show, so we're glad we snuck you in. How's it going on? I had Wednesday nights are weird because the coffee here at the office is only brewed in the morning, so this is like really old coffee. But it's caffeine, and we're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. The live chat is popping off. Can you see the live chat?
Oh, yeah, I'm right there with them.
Okay, so one of your jobs as guest host is to watch the live chat. Please make sure, a little disclaimer, that you don't have a lot of liquids around you. The live chat, even if you don't like the show, sometimes gets a little savage. And it's actually happening live. So you got to watch that. And we're going to give away a present tonight. You're going to help us give it away, Max. A Phantom Agility backpack.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice. Those nice backpacks, right? We're giving one away.
I think I got a couple of those. Yeah, those are nice.
I've got one right here. Hold on, I'll show you. You can't have mine, but you can have your own. Phantom Agility backpack, and that is going for the person with the most savage comment of the night, as decided by Max. So there's no pressure at all. So the job is to try to trip up our guest, as he's probably even nervous to be here anyway. The deal is they've got to be clean comments, they got to be savage, they got to ride the line of decency. No foul stuff, right? Because you can just swear and then that's awful. But we want it tactful. You with me on this?
I'm with you.
All right.
So Phil Castilla is pretty much out then.
Philip, I don't know. Philip won a backpack last week.
He did.
He did. Philip won a backpack. And his is not getting mailed. His is getting delivered. But Philip did win a backpack. But you do have to watch Philip. Sometimes, he might need a leash or a muzzle. Not sure. Not sure which one yet. For those of you that are just tuning in, thank you. Welcome back to the show. If you're listening to us or if you're watching live, absolutely you're connecting live on our most interactive show in paintball. live in the chat here on the Facebooks. We will archive this on Facebook. We'll archive this on youtube.com/Valken Video, where you can see this, all the other shows of the Valken Corps Live, and so much more content from pro paintball, scenario events, big games, gear guides, in glorious high definition, high TB, and family friendly over on Valken Video on YouTube. So make sure to check that out. This is brought to you tonight by Valken Sports, Arabs Bunkers, and Enola Gay Grenades. We are broadcasting. I made a mistake. We said we're broadcasting from Studio 220. We're not. We actually flew up to the studios at Outdoor Adventures Paintball in Wyowega, Wisconsin. I think I just pronounced that correctly for the first time in a month. Because there's some crazy stuff going on up there, and we're going to get to that and more. If you have questions for Max, drop them in the chat. Looks like Lacey from the Midwest is watching. Aubrey Burnside is watching. Aubrey, remember the rules. 1,000 yards from the host at all times. That's what the judge said. And no sharp objects. So for those of you that don't know, Max was a professional player with Team Boom. I think you're on kind of a hiatus this year. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, 1 year hiatus last season. I decided to hang them up just to see what my future will hold. Aubrey and I were looking at building a house and kind of starting that next phase of life. But I tell you, every single event that goes by, I get the itch more and more to come back and play. It's something else.
Right on. And they're putting in now, because you guys went. Tell me about your evolution in paintball, because if we go backwards, we can go pro down. You want to go backwards or forwards?
We can go backwards. Yeah,
All right. So let's talk about, you've been on Boom. You were on Boom, which is a pro team, right? Not the greatest record, but you're playing pro. So anyone that has a problem with it, they can put their pro record out.
Yeah, the last 5 or 6 years have been a little rough for Boom Pro, but before then, when we were climbing up the ranks in the divisional, we were podiuming pretty much almost every tournament we played. It was some of the most fun paintball I think I've ever played in my life, leading up to the pro division.
And when you get into the pro division, what's the difference that people don't know, like between semi and pro? Is there an X factor, a millisecond, a skill set?
You know how it is. It's just 5 guys with guns out there, and everybody's good and stuff like that. But when it comes to pro, the major difference I'd say is, you just can't make the small mistakes. You got to be on point as much as possible. Every match, every point you go out there, it's just the mistakes. You got to cut them down as much as you can. I'd say that's the biggest difference. Other than that, it's still, like I said, 5 guys with guns going out there and trying to do the best you can for your team and win it.
That is absolutely the best answer I've ever heard. See, my friend Callie Rudolph from Infamous also took a year off, and he said the difference was how much weight he had to carry the whole team on his back.
Oh, yeah, he's a beast.
Straight killer. But he took a year off. We're still speculating. We haven't got word, and Callie is moot on this. We think he might have gotten some legal trouble.
Oh, no.
Yep. But we leave it up to every week we leave it up to the viewers to decide what Callie is really doing as investigative journalists, because we're not fake news here. But no, that's definitely right. I think there's an intensity, at least from my side. I saw there's an intensity difference in the pits. Yes, the semi-pro guys are trying to get that slot in the pro. Yes, they're trying to win. Yes, they're trying to get the hardware and build the brand of the team and take it to the next level. As you say, 5 guys with guns. But there's definitely less nerves. Like the guys, you can tell when the pros are walking on, they're just punching the clock. They've left some of the jitters and stuff on the other side of the net.
Well, yeah, some of those pros are earning paychecks too,
Yeah, and there's another. Boy, I can go down that rabbit hole. Some of the guys are earning money. Some of the brands are just holding on to sell T-shirts. to be able to afford to maybe play, and you're competing with that, where when you say it's a league, it opens up the discussion at least. And again, this is from my viewpoint. I think we were chatting in pre-show, maybe a salary cap like other leagues, or a draft, or I don't know. Something has to be done. I know everyone's got an opinion. It's paintball. Heather Prosek puts a bunch of goats on the screen. You know anything about that? Or maybe she's calling you the greatest of all time.
I'll go with it. Let's go with it.
Let's go with that. See, it's our story. We get to tell it how we like. So you're playing pro. How long did you play with Boom?
Well, Boom, I've been on Boom probably since, I want to say, honestly, pretty much my whole paintball career. I started out in my backyard when I was 13 years old, and then went out to a local field about 20 minutes away, and that's actually where I met Chris, who is the now captain of Boom. He was on a different team, and I got onto Boom through a couple of guys that were on there. Chris was not on the team yet, and then Chris came over, and then shortly after we were all playing together, I found out, actually it's kind of a sad story, but I wasn't going to be playing an event that I was training pretty hard for, so I was kind of upset and down, so I was like, no, you know what, screw this, I'm done with this, and I walked away. And then 2 years later, we played a tournament against Boom, and we actually ended up beating them. It was a Chi-Town series in Chicago.
Where was that?
No more than a couple. In Chicago, it was called Chi-Town series.
Yeah, but where was it?
It was at the Badlands Paintball Park.
Yeah, Rennick's place. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And when we beat them, no more than 2 weeks later, I got a call from Chris saying, hey, if you'd like to come back, we'd love to give you a tryout and everything like that. And from then on, it was history. We were playing D3X ball, and we won a few events, and I've been on the team for probably, at least a decade.
Nice. Now, so you started in paintball playing tournaments?
Well, I started in my backyard with a bunch of friends. Actually, if you go online, you can still see our old website. It's at, don't put in a www, but do creeksidepaintball.tripod.com. I'll put it in the chat for some of these guys.
We're already doing it. We're already doing it. It's already in the chat, bro.
Oh God, there's some solid gold pictures in there of me, my friend. Wait till you see it.
Oh, that's hilarious. We'll have to check that out. Folks, you can right-click on that from the chat and go right to Creekside. Well, that's interesting. You just kind of met the right people at the right time.
And, that's kind of like the name of the game, too. Paintball is about, having a skill set and getting out there and getting after it and getting better. But it really does help to meet the right people along the way. Paintball, you make so many friends in this sport.
Sure.
Like another family.
Sure. Well, and it comes in different things. A lot of people get started in, I think the most common story we hear is you got started with a party, or your friends dragged you out, right? Or you're just bored on a weekend and was like, I'll go try it. And then you're like, damn, I love hurting people. And they sign a waiver. And then you go to the next step, and then you're playing rec, and then big games, and then scenarios. And then you get bored, play tournaments, and play against guys that are better than you. And so if you come in and you're starting to play a little tournaments, you're playing with Boom, playing with some other teams and getting competitive, what's it like? What was your first national event? And what was it like playing against some of the guys that maybe you've seen in magazines?
Well, my first national event was in 2006 at PSP Chicago, and it was just an awesome event. It was so much fun. I don't think I've ever had more fun playing in paintball up until that moment. I think it was 15 balls a second back then.
Yep. It was 15 balls a second, and they were doing the Living Legends there at CPX the same weekend. So it was like this huge scenario game with the PSP.
Right.
Do you remember who won it?
No, I don't.
Let's see if Mod remembers. Again, folks, you can ask any question of Mod, and Mod is contractually obligated to answer. Correct, Mod. It was Infamous. And I have a bunch of funny stories that they said about that. But they used to just throw their guns away after the tournament. Like, I can't use this anymore. But yeah, wow, that's a hell of a tournament.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I met Oliver Lang for the first time at that event, and for the longest time he was my favorite paintball player.
Really?
At that event. Yep.
I was like Frank Connell.
Who?
Did you get to? Oh, yes. I'm so glad that's recorded forever. Forever. Oh, thank you, Max. You can cancel cable TV, folks. This is all the entertainment you're going to need. Frank from Avalanche, or I think at that time he was, it was New England Avalanche. Mm-hmm. His smack talk with the refs, he did not give a fiddler's fudge. Watching a grown man cry with refs, it was like watching Picasso paint. It was a beautiful thing. Not one thing ever went his way, and he hates to lose, and he would just get in everybody's face. It was awesome. That was entertaining. Hey, he can play paintball too, but Frank Connell, that's going to be the new hashtag. I'm going to trend that. Outstanding. Well, listen, we're going to come back with Max Gerhard and talk more about stuff that really doesn't matter. We're going to get on to events, and we're going to get to Nathan Waters' question right after this commercial from Valken Sports. Actually, for those of you into low impact, Christmas is coming up. The holidays are coming up. At least 1/4 of the country still has birthdays. What is it, October, November, December? Actually, 4, so 1/3. And if you've got younger players you're trying to get in the sport, check out Low Impact or Gotcha from Valken Sports. Check this out. Yeah, so there's half of Valken Gotcha commercial. Check it out at gotchagun.com or Valken.com or your local Valken retailer. We are back with Max Gerhard from the Midwest on Valken Corps Live. We've got a couple questions in the chat. Are you ready, Max?
Let's do it.
It's kind of a blanket question, but it's still a good question. What was your most favorite moment in your paintball career?
I'd probably have to say was winning D3 PSP X-Ball for the first time. As my very first national win, going to a tournament, and obviously we did lose to a team or two in the prelims, but we still were able to fight out of it, make it on to Sunday, and then go all the way to the end. And just to walk away from a tournament, beating the last team and getting that medal around your neck. I mean, it's only Division III X-Ball, but playing on that pro field, having everybody cheer for you, it was quite the surreal experience. I really wanted to get one of those wins in pro. Obviously that didn't happen yet, but it was probably my most favorite moment of all time.
Do you remember who you beat?
I think the team name was called No Limit, I want to say. And another interesting thing about that tournament is we had to go through VCK. I don't know if you remember VCK at all, but I'm pretty sure a couple of the gunners on their team was guys that went into AC Dallas nowadays.
Right. D3 is not a joke league.
Not anymore, at least.
No, and you guys had a D3 squad for development, right?
Yep.
On Boom. And there's Colorado Blitz, Camp Pendleton Raiders. There's a couple of them just flying up the ranks. Blast Camp Revolution. I mean, there's teams in there that are cashing checks and breaking necks, and those boys aren't playing. Like, it's one of my favorite leagues to watch. D4 is like, okay, whatever, throw your money in and play some paintball. But D3 some grinding leagues. So that's a great answer. There's your answer, Nathan. James Lindsay believes that you get the troll comment of the night, and actually, I agree. Max is in the lead. You have to beat Max's comment of Frank who. I think that's awesome. Google search Max Gerhard and then Google search Frank Connell. I think Google asked me Max who. Ouch, TB.
Ooh.
Well played.
Probably true about that, though.
Probably true. Oh, that's nuts. Actually, let's do that's damn TB. That was actually really good. See, these guys are savage. They're not going to let us get away with anything. Now you're out of the Midwest, right?
Yep.
Like Iowa?
Nope. Born and raised Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Packers.
Do you guys have a hockey team still?
Yeah, I think it's the Green Bay Gamblers, but I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what division they are.
Okay.
Not good.
It's one of the things I'd like to see back in that state. Oh, here you go. Jeff Pittman asks, being from Wisconsin, is Steve Avery from Making a Murderer in the right place, or do we need to reopen the case?
Definitely reopen.
Wow.
Absolutely.
We were literally at Barber Motorsports Park 2 weeks ago, and somebody from Manitowoc was like, no, the guy's right where he's supposed to be. So, Wisconsin is 50-50.
Huge controversy here.
Huge controversy. Well, definitely we will be bringing our W-2s up if we come so that we don't get framed. Looks like Dr. Katie's watching from the South, Mark Zimmer from the Appalachian, TB from the great state of Texas, Philip, who just likes to see the sound of his own typing, and TB from Texas asked, did Max buy anything in paintball? I mean, Frank bought paintball companies and stuff. Granted, they aren't around, but Max buy any paintball shit or just take a small paycheck? Actually, you might be able to, if you wish to disclose, do you ever get paid as a pro?
Only when you win so far with Boom, and that didn't come very often.
Okay. Well, fair enough. But you are picking up, you know, it's picking up a lot of aluminum cans.
Yep.
Around the field, you know. Joey asks one of your new careers, and that people don't maybe know, but we can shed some light on, is that you actually coach divisional paintball and are working on a program at Outdoor Adventures here. I know you're on the road, so you couldn't be here tonight, but the Whiteout program.
Yeah, Whiteout's awesome, man. This is it's a D4 team out at Outdoor Adventures. My girlfriend Aubrey plays on the team, and just a great, solid group of people just trying to get out there and get better. And we're in kind of a rebuild year right now, but just seeing those guys out there, you know, taking the criticism, working on things, getting better, like, honestly, there's a more joy in that I get from actually, like, going out there and winning on a paintball field. Like, I like seeing these guys succeed.
That's awesome. That's very cool. One of my favorite experiences, because TB didn't ask me, I'm going to give it, was coaching my son's D4 team. And the fact we even won a point was the greatest point in life. And I don't think I'd ever coach above that. You have kids?
No, I do not. Nope.
Okay.
Not yet.
So maybe I'm not one of the helicopter dads. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I'm going to coach you all the way to I'm going to be your manager when you get signed in the Major League Baseball. No, that's not me. I'm going to coach T-ball. I'm going to coach the first couple years of Little League, but then I'm going to leave you alone and sit in the stands and enjoy enjoy it. I'll teach you how to throw a curveball. We'll play in the backyard, but I think there's different things. He always said, man, I want to do this. Well, you're going to need to find a new coach. But definitely the one point watching them get their butts beat all day was just, you could watch the character being built. Would you be interested in coaching in the new Old Man Ballers League? We're bringing out a new league. It's in development stages, the Old Man Ballers League. You have to be 40 and above to play.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So that way us old guys don't have to chase around you guys all damn day. Thoughts?
Yeah,
you can think on that.
Nope, I'll definitely do it. We'll start with some stretches first, make sure everyone gets limbered up.
Yep, everybody just coats off and biofreeze and Bengay. Which leads us to the next thing on, you guys are awesome with the questions. I went to some dude from Boom's wedding, LOL, don't even know his name. Lacey. That's a good comment.
I think Joey had the right answer to on his answer. Zach Stevens. Yeah, he's a good guy too. Been on the team for a while.
Oh, excellent. We're gonna go to Arabs events on here. We should load up events, maybe. Yeah, let's load up events. So on the screen, we've got Arabs events. We're on with Max Gerhard. That's the creepy voice you're gonna hear in the background and the floating head on the screen. Your job is to still watch. Did he say stretchers? Hold on, I have to respond to this. Turn up your hearing aid. That's what the Old Man Ballers League is going to be about. If you have a hearing aid, you get a +2 on your player rating so that we can handicap things. It'll be literal handicaps. Like if you've got to replace knee. Oh yeah. We're gonna even the playing field. Oxygen breaks, nurses for refs. So it's a great concept, and it's the fight for the Golden Walker. Events are brought to you by Arabs Bunkers. It may not mean a lot where you're from. Maybe you're from Wisconsin, and I know there it does mean a lot that Arabs are American-owned, American-made, and that is how we're going to support great paintball companies. Brought to you by Arabs Events. What's happening, why it's happening, and where it's happening, and with who. Outbreak Battlefront Paintball Reloaded is happening at Battlefront Paintball Reloaded in Hubbard, Ohio, in the Appalachian. October 5th, you can get your Easy Pass or pay a bunch of tolls on the 8090 and go play paintball at Battlefront Paintball Reloaded. Check that out. We're going to put the link in the chat to make sure you know where to go. That's done by Buffalo Paintball. Same weekend, October 5th and 6th. That's this weekend, Max. If you can't get to Ohio, you need to go to Viper's Tombstone in the Midwest, in the lower Midwest, in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Avid Extreme Sports. And you can play a Viper game again with cowboy hats and stuff. October 5th and 6th all weekend. And we're going to put the link for that in there. Now, we've got another one coming up in the Midwest in Wyowega, Wisconsin, right here at Outdoor Adventures Paintball, October 6th. Now, does that mean you have to come in on just the 6th? No. Come the 5th, hang out, play some paintball, set up a tent, camp. We're going to do fires. Biohazard. What's going on with Biohazard, Max? Tell us about it.
Oh my God, it's going to be great, you guys. It's going to be myself on the, I'm pretty sure we're on the zombie, we're not the infected, we're the zombie saving team. I can't even read what that thing says.
You're not zombies, you're the zombie killers.
We're the zombie killers, exactly.
All right.
And we're going up against Marcelo and the infected. And you don't want to be infected. You want to be on my team.
All right. And I agree. I actually am going to spin this a different way. Marcelo is not a natural-born patriot here. I say this is Team America versus the world. So play on Max's team or else. We've been saying that for weeks. To get registered, you can hit the link. They've got it priced right, too. If you click the link, I'm not going to disclose the pricing and stuff, but it includes your paint and everything. And I have just confirmed, I think if I can get everything wrapped up and packed up tomorrow, Gonzo and I are going to come up and hang out with y'all up in Wisconsin for the fall to go to Outbreak. So we're going to bring the cameras, we're going to bring the drones, we're going to bring all the fun stuff, and you guys can do your own stunts, and we'll make it look cool, and you can be on the show. Rusty says, I'll be there at Outbreak. You going to be there? You bet. Gonzo actually said he'd like to come. So that's cool. We're looking forward to seeing all of you. How are the colors up there right now? Max?
Sorry, go ahead.
Are you reading the chat?
Yeah, I was reading the chat.
Yeah, you can get sucked into that quick. How are the colors up there?
Colors.
The fall colors, are they turning yet or no?
Honestly, this was like the first weekend of it starting to get cold, so it's turning a little bit. But I will say though, there has been a lot of work getting done out at Outdoor Adventures for this scenario coming up here. There's a lot of new additions to the fields that we're playing on, and a lot of hard work from, Outdoor Adventures crew and everything. So it's going to be great. It's going to be.
Well, I was just up there. Actually, I went with a buddy. We went out to, where the hell did we go? Oregon. Like, if you ever want to know where railroad ties and telephone poles come from, Max, it's Oregon. It's crazy. But we're driving back from Oregon, and we had an opportunity to, like, on some random evening, stop by and check out the field with nobody playing on it. And that place is fun. It's like a classic paintball. When you drive up and when you're in it, you're like, oh, this is classic paintball, classic formats, combat city, great tall woods that provide lots of shade and a great breeze and a good, Midwestern sand. And then you get over to the tournament fields and you're like, what? So it looks like there's a lot of work that's always been going on there. So we'll be excited to see that and definitely put it up. Anything you can leak now or just constant maintenance and upkeep?
No, I don't want to give anything away just
right.
yet. I want as many people to come out as possible. It's going to be a great time.
Well, it's definitely priced right, and it looks to be a good weekend. I rarely do this, but I checked the weather, and it's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous Sunday for paintball. So come on up, check it out. Gonzo and I are going to be there with Max. And, yes, all the comments say make America great again by playing on Max's side. Yeah, they're great. These are awesome comments. Sorry, Marcelo, you're going down, buddy. Should have worked harder. Yeah, that's happening in the Midwest. We're gonna be there, so come and sign up for the Valken Corps. And I think we're just gonna hang out, and I'd love to hang out with you guys and share a lot of stories and catch up with everybody. How do they just pick the side when they register?
Yep, basically everyone just gets to choose who they want when they sign up at the counter.
Awesome. Hi, Ray Bobbitt. Ray Bobbitt says hi. So we have to say hi to Ray Bobbitt. Aliens vs. Predators Sacrifice, happening at Mount Doom Paintball in Hanceville, Alabama, October 11th through the 13th, the following weekend in the southern region. That is a Dragonfire scenario happening over at Mount Doom. And for those of you worried about the frigid Alabama cold front that's coming through, I assure you, it only got down to 97 today. 97.
That's insane.
Dude, here, let me just mute the mic so nobody hears this. All right. Everybody just hold on one second. I'm going to talk to Max privately. Bro, when I move down here, the heat down here can kill senior citizens. Like, I haven't had to shovel my driveway, but it's no joke.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
All right. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, so it's going to be a mild 90, 96, 97 for that game. I've already checked the weather and turned the sprinkler off. It also hasn't rained in 3 months. The 2v2 tournament at Tennessee Mountain Paintball in Sevierville, Tennessee in the Appalachian, October 13th. Why do you have to have 5 guys with a gun and some backups and a pit crew? Nah, just grab a wingman and somebody to ride shotgun. Toss your gear in the back. Get your butt over to Tennessee Mountain Paintball. And if, and only if, you can survive Happy Hollow Road, can you compete in a 2v2 tournament at Tennessee Mountain Paintball. Man, I should do commercials for a living. That one was good. I pulled that one right out of nowhere. Our mateys swiping booty and stuff at Pirates Plunder, Paintball to Go in Root House, Illinois. Don't worry, the Root House is in not a greater metropolis area. You really have to Google where this thing is. But it's at Paintball to Go, and we're going to put the link for the event up in the chat. October 19th through 20th in the Midwest. 2 days of swashbuckling, paint slanging fun. They do 2 really big mega games at Paintball to Go each year, and they're played linearly, which is great because then you get to play the whole field, no matter what side you're on, which is awesome. And it's just a party. It's one giant paintball party with some people wearing pirate hats and foam swords and boats. And they actually, Max, at this field, the guy was building a pirate ship, and he laid the foundation out, the owner, Joe, and his wife came out and said, "Oh, that's cool. What is it?" He said, "A pirate ship." And she said, "Well, it's a little small, isn't it?" So he got permission to build a giant pirate ship.
That's awesome.
It is. And he is the hero we need, not the one we deserve. Because you can jump in and out of like the cannon holes and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. I'll send you a link on it. Fulda Gap, Command Decisions Paintball, Taylorsville, North Carolina. November 1st through 3rd in the Appalachian in North Kakalaki. All right, folks, we were very clear about this in February around Valentine's Day. Gentlemen, you need to check yourself because if you did not pay attention, you are only 2 reasons you can get out of going to Fulda Gap is the birth of a child or a family tragedy. And we can solve one of those. So, for those of you that paid attention around Valentine's Day, you're in the free and clear, and you're good to go to Fulda Gap this year because you will not be expecting a child. So, well done on that. Way to check your shots. Fulda Gap is less than 30 days away. You need to get prepped. You need to get ready. I always say just play Warsaw because it's fun to be the bad guys. But definitely the team here at Valken, Potter and I had a very, very in-depth, probably the best Fulda meeting we've ever had. You guys are absolutely in for a treat. And we are already prepping. We've been prepping for a while, but we're really into it. Make sure you can get registered at foldagap.com, one of my favorite scenarios. Get there early, get your camping spot. Not a lot of fluff, a whole lot of paintball and bang for the buck. A great event. You can find out more about that at foldagap.com. And please watch out for random poop ninjas. Hamburger Hill. Now, this is not the Tennessee Mountain Hamburger Hill. This is the Buffalo paintball presentation of Hamburger Hill at Steeltown Paintball in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, November 9th in the Appalachian. Who's better, Packers or Steelers?
Packers.
Okay, I'll have to trust you on that. I'm not a football guy.
I'm biased, though, but yeah.
Okay. I'll let you pass on that one. We're going to put the link up for that one. Ray Bobbitt says he better hang on to her. Yes, she let him build a pirate ship. I think they've celebrated over 20 years of marriage, which is great. I was also mentioning to him that in 20 years you could be out of prison for murder with good behavior, but, you know, que sera, sera. No, I love Joe and Angie at Paintball to Go. They are awesome. Third reason for not going to Fulda Gap is that you don't have the money or can't afford to go to the event. Chris, you knew about this. You knew about this years. All right, we're going to have a support group for you on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're going to get you built up. Fulda Gap. I'm telling you, folks, I didn't choose this thug life. It chose me. I'm just spreading it forward. Florida Man Paintball Fest. One of the greatest concepts for a paintball game, I think, ever that's come down the pipe. All the scenarios, Max, are based on Florida Man news headlines. Happening at First Strike Paintball in Newberry, Florida, January 17th through 19th in the South. Are you familiar with the Florida Man? It's okay if you're not.
No, I'm not. What's that about?
Okay, so Google Florida Man and then just start reading. One of the rules in Florida is that they don't hold back news articles from the press. So Florida Man busted with 3 ounces of heroin with 2 live manatees in his hotel room bed.
Yep. One of the top ones right now is Florida Man accused of cutting brake lines on rental scooters in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Awesome.
That is a rabbit hole you can go through before bed and go to bed with your wife just laughing hysterically until you're out of breath and you fall asleep. You're welcome, Dr. Katie. But all the scenarios, and some of them are just wrong, right? But all the missions and stuff are based on Florida Man headlines over the years. So that'll be fun. And it's a Dr. J production. Anyone knows Desi knows that he's just a big kid and tons of fun. He refuses to grow up and he wants to pay it forward at First Strike Paintball, Newbury, Florida. And I will say this, January 17th through 19th in Central Florida, actually North Central Florida, is not the worst time to go down there, especially if you live anywhere north of Kentucky. It's quite warm. Now, you are hearing it here first. Florida man accused of having twins with alligator. Yes, that's the kind of missions you will probably be running through a Florida wood line holding 2 inflatable alligators. Or 2 babies with an inflatable alligator. I don't know, but that's the kind of stuff you'll be doing. Like, definitely shaking off some winter blues. You're hearing it here first. Last but not least, clear your calendars. October 2nd, 2020. You want to talk about getting ahead of events? This is your 1-year notice. Pay attention. We're not gonna break out the crayons on this one. We're just gonna give you notice, folks. Infinite War, a Ronin Kinetic Entertainment production, happening at Sherwood Forest Paintball in the Midwest in LaPorte, Indiana. Okay, October 2nd, 2020. That is 1 year from today. That's enough notice, don't you think?
I think so. I mean, you showed me that link to that field tonight, and man, that place looks awesome.
Yeah.
Looks
what
fun.
What does the chat room think about Sherwood Forest? If you ever play, put your comment. I mentioned this to Max, and he said I hadn't been there, so I sent him a link to an event. He's like, "What?" There are some fields. So you get to travel around, play a lot of different fields, right?
Mostly like tournament fields, not so much scenario, but yeah, I would say.
Okay. So, that's fair enough because you got to punch a clock when you go there and you got to play the tournament and then you go. You don't get to play. You don't necessarily always get to storm the cool castle the guy built, right?
Right.
Okay. So there are some places around this country. We'll hang out. I'll show you. It's awesome. One of the things we do here in the Valken Corps is everybody kind of works together and, hey, where's the cool fields and where's the cool events, and we share all this stuff, because the world's a smaller place now. And there are places built in decommissioned Nike nuclear missile bases. You've been to Blast Camp, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
a fun field too.
But and even the tournament field is awesome. But have you gone on, and just be honest, have you played on the missile base?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
That is one that I have gotten out there for.
Night, Holly. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'll take care of it. I'm live. Sorry. Okay, so that's a pure example. A dude owns a freaking missile base, right? And you get to play on it. Well, just up the road, there's an abandoned amusement park. Just the other way, there's Sherwood Forest, which I think is like somebody with a Lincoln Log addiction, and 500,000 railroad ties that builds castles and pirate ships and tunnels. And all over the country, there's these little gems of just gnarly ass places that people are like, have you seen that? Or this is an exploded munitions factory. And they have built some paradises. This is one of them. So if you get an opportunity, even bring the kids from Whiteout. Other fields go to some of these other events to share, players and at events. But check out Sherwood Forest. Sherwood Forest is one of them. If you're reading the comments, Oh, yeah. Joey says, got to check out Fort Knox. Why wouldn't you? Fort Knox is cool. Fort Knox is played around a pond. But, again, it's just a giant child with a little extra time that's having fun. Love Sherwood, great field. Philip says, Max stormed the castle one time and then you got grenaded.
Oh, my God. It was the worst situation I've ever been in. I just ran through there, and I was just taking people out, and I thought it was all fun, and I look back, and there's no one around me. And then over the wall comes what I thought was a smoke grenade, and it's sitting there smoking on the ground. So, I look back forward, start shooting out the door. A second later, the thing explodes, and I'm covered in paint, dirt, shrapnel, everything. And then 5-10 guys rush in there saying, everyone in here is out. And I'm like, dude, get me out of here. That is the worst. I want nothing to do with this right now.
Have you ever been
like
nerf
a
rocketed?
flashbang going off.
Have you ever been nerfed?
I have not personally, but I've seen it happen.
It sucks. It sucks because it's right up there with it. Like, what just happened? It takes you back. It takes that moment away, and you've like fight and spend like $30 worth of paint to fight up this hill and take over the building, and then all of a sudden the ref comes up and says, yeah, somebody with a Nerf launcher or a tank. That's another one that gets me. Somebody turned their lawnmower into a Panzer and then zaps you with a football. Like, what the hell does this have to do? I'm coming back, but man, I run my mouth the whole way out. Wow. I actually know why there's a guy, Paco, who throws. I don't know how to explain this very quickly. There are rules at certain fields that you cannot throw smoke overhand anymore, ever. You'll get kicked out.
Huh.
Yeah. I know the guy. There's like 3 rules. You can't jump through a window, throw smoke overhand. Yeah. And you always want the story behind, like, what had to happen that somebody got pelted in the head with a grenade or smoke or something. Accidentally nerfed a guy. It's called scenario, pretend. Well, cool. Anyway, Infinite War, yes. 1 year out, fantastic field. You're hearing it first. We're going to get together in the downtime. We've got a lot of things coming up, but Ronin Kinetic Entertainment is doing some really cool stuff with augmented reality. And that's where you can use your phone or a smartwatch, and it actually interacts with the props and the flag sticks. Have you seen or heard about any of this stuff, Max?
I have not, but that sounds pretty sweet.
I keep getting
crazy.
sneak peeks, and I promised that I wouldn't say anything until I think they'll want to leak what they want to leak. So I keep getting information because I don't say anything. I'm not a snitch. I'm not going out like Tekashi 6ix9ine. But it's pretty neat. Like if you could run up and hold your smartwatch in a certain area, and it knows that you're there. So you don't have to have a ref there. You don't have to hit a flag stick. GPS knows that you're near an objective, and so it starts taking the objective away from the teams. And the more people have you ever played Battlefield 4?
Not Battlefield, but I've played video games like that where you play like domination, you know, and you try and hold a position and stuff.
Okay, so that's now all digital.
Wow.
And with 5G, it's going to be augmented reality. Like you could fuel up your helicopter by stealing fuel from the other guys just by being close to them or having a the ideas that they're implementing and what they can do with it's pretty much limitless. In fact, they don't even have to be on site to run the game.
That's so awesome. Yeah, just like you said before, you have to pretend. I mean, that's kind of making it like real, you know. It's not even, you don't even have to pretend, it's happening.
It could happen. Like if there's a helicopter, or you've got to say it's a Game of Thrones game and you've got to go collect dragon eggs, you could look through your Google Glass or your HUD or whatever the thing is. You know, like Pokemon Go, you can hold your phone up and you see a Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I play Pokemon Go, it's just they showed me this. No, I'm serious, I know. But when you hold your thing up and there's a Pokemon, Well, you can hold it up and there's dragon eggs, and you've got to go reach your hand out and actually physically grab the dragon egg, and then it logs into your thing, and then you carry it around, and you got to shake your phone 3 times to make sure you've got it, or I don't know how it works, but we're definitely going to sit down with them, break out the cameras, and lay that down. They've been teasing it and testing it all year. It's been neat to see some of the testing happening at events throughout the year, but can't wait to get that out. That is Air Ups Events, brought to you by Air Ups Events with Max. But remember, this weekend, come to Outbreak and sign up for the Zombie Killers, or you will just have to die. And then you'll go home.
Adventures.
Outdoor Adventures. Paintball. Actually, let's run a commercial. Here's a little stomping grounds from Outdoor Adventures. We'll be back right after this.
We've been in the business of paintball for 30 years. With over 12 different playing fields and 40 acres, there's something here for everyone from beginner to pro, including fully wooded fields, open woods, a 2-story hotel, and other specialty fields. Your paintball experience is our main focus. That's why we offer the complete line of Valken paintball products to our customers. We offer rentals, open play, and even a regulation NXL tournament layout that we keep up to date, manicured, and we even have an underground watering system to keep our grass looking fresh. My name is Amy Burnside. My husband Richard and I own Outdoor Adventures Paintball in Wauwega, Wisconsin. You can find out more about us on Facebook at Outdoor Adventures Paintball or at www.outdooradventurespb.com.
All right. I got time for that. So that's Outdoor Adventures Paintball. We want to thank them for having us up to the studio tonight in Wauwega, Hakaluka, Wisconsin, the dairy capital of the world. Definitely going to have to do a show on that, Ray. Not only we're definitely going to do a show on that. We might break that one up into 2 parts and pre-record it. Like, I think there's things that I'm missing. Once we start using big words like augmented reality and virtual cyber spit, we need to pump the brakes. I want to give it what it's worth, what I think it's worth, and it's been exciting. So Ray, stay tuned. You know we're going to have all the exclusives. It's going to be fun. And if we don't, we're just going to make stuff up, and I'll Photoshop the shit out of it. Shiitake mushrooms. That was Outdoor Adventures. And we're coming, for those of you that did not remember or just tuned in or tuned in late or need reminded or don't take the hint the first time, we're coming up this weekend, and we're going to play with Max. And we're going to whoop some zombie ass. It's going to be fun.
Let's go.
Woohoo! And just a great weekend of paintball. That's what I'm bringing. So, and a bunch of friends. So we're going to have a blast. I think some teams from, even if you don't have a bunch of friends to bring or your team can't go, don't let that stop you. Come get registered, hang out, play on my side, or we'll make up a little team. It does not matter. I'd love to play paintball with you. I'd like to see some results, not excuses. So get on out to Outdoor Adventures Paintball. Looks like Barney's watching from the Bronx. Who else we got in the chat? You been following along, or?
I mean, I'm looking here. My buddy Patrick Nylons is in. I'm trying to get him to come out too. He's a big scenario guy.
Tag him.
He'd be a huge asset for us.
Tag him. Tag your friends. Share the broadcast. Shove this down the internet's throat. Why? Because it's Wednesday. No other reason. Daryl Miller asks, why didn't he get an invite to Mississippi Action Sports? Well, I could make up an answer, or I could just tell you it was kind of quick. I just had found it. Mississippi Action Sports is just over the border of Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee, and actually in Kentucky. So they get like 4 little states, and they opened up a brand new field. and were so busy working they didn't do a lot of promotion, and I had just happened to stumble across it because they had a Facebook event link, and really completely pulled my bootstraps up. And Dr. Katie and I went over, and with some teams from the South, we met the Forgotten Monkeys there, which was really cool to see them, and some SAS. And it's neat. They've got 2 little fields and lots of room for expansion. And of course, in your first week, it's not a megaplex of paintball by any means, but boy, blink your eyes, and 2, 3, 4 years from now, that place is going to be a hot spot. That is absolutely going to be a hot spot. So TB says it's going to be a great show because we are virtually chatting right now, which is kind of the basis of the Ronin Kinetic. So that's why you didn't get an invite to Mississippi Action Sports. I was only there for a couple hours, but it was neat to watch a new field grow. You ever thought about owning your own field, Max?
Yeah, until I met Richard and Amy. I see all the work that they do, and
so much for your weekends, right?
Part of it. Yeah.
I love paintball, not that much.
Right.
No, they absolutely have put a lot into that. And you think,
for sure,
you think in some of the places that they put paintball fields, like when you walk into some of these places, you're like, wow, this place has bathrooms and showers and parking, but man, that wasn't there when this was like a garbage dump or a back hunting 40, right?
Right. Like
that beautiful bridge and creek, yeah, that's been landscaped and grown over for 12 years. There's a lot that people do not see. So,
right.
There's a Young Gun Award at Outdoor that both Max and Marcelo will give out to a player under the age of 16. So, don't be thinking it's just a big kids game. That's good information to know. Wow, a lot of things. Who's the troll of the night so far? It happens fast, doesn't it? That chat happens fast.
I know. It's hard to even keep up. I get lost in it sometimes.
Imagine doing that while you're driving the show. Like my normal co-host, Chad. Ooh, by the way, everybody, do me a couple quick favors. One, Mod has been on all night holding down the law here in the chat room. So smash the O face for Mod. Best mod in the business. We pay all the money for Mod. Amazing technology. Mod makes sure all the links go up. Make sure the band hammer's properly polished and greased. Thank you very much for all Mod love. Next is my co-host Chad Carter, normal co-host of the show, is not in right now on episode 98 because he and Mrs. Chad are celebrating 20 years. And if you've ever met the two of them, they are disgustingly cute. And so smash the hearts for 20 years to Chad and Stacy Carter. I think they're sitting somewhere at like Hotel California in Mexico. They absolutely did the 20th wedding anniversary right. They left. So, man, I almost forgot to wish my co-host. You see what kind of host I am? It's amazing I still have a job. Chris Jansen is watching. Great. Now it's a party. And now that Chris is here, I think it's time we end the show. Yep.
What's up, Chris?
Thanks for showing up late, Chris Jansen. God, I really want to bust his chops, but I like Chris. It's hard. That went so backwards on me. That went backwards. Mike Fisher from Magnosphere Paintball is happening. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you can join the largest network of paintballers in the world just by going over to valkencorps.com. Click sign up and join, or meet any of us out at events, or just reach out. We'll sign you up. It's free to sign up. You don't have to pay for your friends, so it's not like college or a fraternity or a super secret boy band. You can just connect with other like-minded paintball players and find out where to play and go do stuff. It's like a brain or a parachute. It works if you use it. We'd love to have you in the group, and we can connect you with your regional Facebook pages, with other players. Man, we can do a whole bunch of here. We'll throw the regional Facebook pages up so you can see what those are like. They're down here somewhere. Yeah. We can get you connected with players from all over and find out what events are happening. Also, tomorrow, if you follow us on this Facebook page right here, facebook.com/Valken Corps, we're going to put up the weekend roll call, which is just a little snap of what events are happening and where they're happening and how to get to them, just to remind you to go out and play paintball. We know it's Wednesday, hump day. Some of you just don't even get to this till Thursday, and that's okay. We didn't forget about you. So make sure to check out the roll call on the Valken Facebook. We've updated all of our social media to be a little spooky for the month, so please enjoy that. We've got new icons. We didn't disappear from Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all those things. We just got new little themed holiday icons, which I think are great. You guys are having a lot of fun with them. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at ValkenCorps.com, over on YouTube at Valken Video, on Twitter at Valken. What else is there? MySpace, Pinterest, Friendster, GeoCities. I think you might have to Yahoo that or something. I'll use Alta Vista or Netscape. Log into your DSL modem and your 14.4 baud dial-up modem, and you can surf the World Wide Web. You'll find us. We're out there. We're doing things. Max, what are your plans for the rest of the year, sir?
Not much, man. Just relax and I don't know. I'm looking forward to World Cup if we can get a whiteout line going for that.
Well, you guys just did Chicago, right?
Yeah, we did. Yep, we had 2 lines in Chicago.
Excellent. So, yeah, World Cup's right after Fulda Gap. Okay. Second weekend of November, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And again, being from the Midwest, not the worst thing to go down in November to Florida. Not the worst. I agree. Where will episode 100 be held? We are at episode 98, Max. I mean, we should just probably take off the gloves. I have no clue. Where do you guys want it held? We should probably put something together.
It's going to be tough to top Wyatt Wiega, though.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to top this show. This is quality entertainment. Yeah, we'll do something fun. We're going to have... I got to wait till my co-host is back in. I think we should do something great. I might go up to Colorado or use their studio or see if we can get Gino in. You know who'd be really cool, and he's still in retirement right now, or I don't know if it's retirement, it's Callie Rudolph. We should go to Callie Rudolph's dining room.
He probably lives in a mansion.
Oh, he does. He does. Callie Rudolph has at least 6,000 square feet. Have you ever seen his home or seen pictures?
I heard it has like a moat with alligators and stuff.
Koi. It's a koi pond.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the alligators, that's just people talking shit. But it's one of the, he searches the world for, like, prize koi. But it's ridiculous. We could have a whole, that's what we're going to do. We're going to broadcast Show 100. You heard it here first. Okay, I'm going to type it so it's on the internet. Show 100. I think that's a great idea. From Kevin Rudolph's dining room. With all of you are invited. Live studio audience. Mod says, I don't think we have the budget. You know what, Mod? And I think our guest will agree. When it's the 100th show, you do whatever it takes. You find the budget.
Yep. Have to cut costs somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mod's having a little fun with me. See, the way our bank account is set up, there's a checking and a savings. Well, it's the end of the year. Can't take it with you. We're blowing it all. I will make sure all the public information is up. The Google satellite images of where to park on his lawn. He does not mind. He will absolutely not mind. He's a huge supporter of the show. Live from Callie Rudolph's living room. I think we're going to explore that. Wonderful questions. Wonderful. Travis says, don't tell him. Let's all just show up and let it be a surprise. You know what? I think, Travis, that is amazing. Because Callie Rudolph loves surprises. And he would love that if a whole bunch of paintballers showed up right about the time his kids are going to bed to do a live show all night in his dining room. I see this as an absolute win, Max. Complete victory.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think we roll on this. You got me a troll of the night?
Yeah, I think we got to give it to TB. I think he's been at it all night.
All right, TB's a pro. He definitely in the internet fuckery game. He's D1. He's D1. So I'll get with TB. I know what he'll do is give it to some kid or something, but I do have to pass the dot the I's and cross the T's. So congratulations, TB. Hold on, we'll give him his little graphic because it's the most important. You need the bragging rights. You are what the internet is for. Besides pictures of cats and World Star Hip Hop videos, you are the troll of the night. Congratulations. Whew. Max, I think we burned up an hour.
Yeah.
I will. Well, I've got a lot. I hope it was. And if nothing, I want you to remember that here at Valken Corps Live, we put the fun in dysfunctional. I should patent that, too. Probably when I patent that phrase, I should take the money, and that's what's going to help give everybody... Like, we should put a taco buffet in Callie's dining room.
Now we're talking.
We have to feed the guests, right? Why don't you stay on the line? I'm going to close this show off a little bit. You guys are awesome. Send it to Max to give to the Young Gun Award. That's exactly what I'm going to do, TB. I think that's a fantastic idea. So, Max, you're going to give away a backpack with your Young Gun Award, courtesy of TB. He had a little fun at your expense. Actually, had a lot of fun at your expense tonight, and he's paying it forward. I think that's pretty cool. Folks, I'd love to tell you some wonderful words of wisdom. I'm supposed to have something prophetic to say, or maybe not. Let me think of something. You know what? Spay or neuter your pets or something. Help control the pet population. You guys have been fantastic. We'll tune in next week. Stay tuned. Oh, I've got to get that troll of the night thing off. See, I do this myself. I fire my staff. The whole show goes to pop. Max, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was really fun.
Stay on the line. I'll get with you, do the post show, and we'll get you your flight out to Outdoor Adventures. And then we'll meet up with you here this weekend. All right, stay on the line. Folks, I know you've got other choices. Thanks for spending an hour with us. It's fun. Paintball's a great way to do release a little energy, have a little fun, waste a little money, and make a lot of memories. Thank you guys and gals for all watching and being such a big part of this little thing that we do. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be the same, and you all know I really mean that. How cool was that? We had Max on the show tonight, and we're going to go up and play with him and his friends at a new field, and it'll be awesome. So we're going to see you all there. Until next time, please don't burn the place down, or your mother and I are going to turn this car around and cancel Christmas. Visa up, target down, whatever it takes.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world.
Is this real life?
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
First of all, very few people listen to your radio show. That's the good news. Which happens to be true. Check out the ratings.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
And my orders are to weed out all non-hackers who do not pack the gear to serve in my beloved soul.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
Give me a go, no go for launch.
Do it live! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!